Honorable Justice Gokhale, Chief Justice of Tamil Nadu High Court, distinguished justices, distinguished advocates, Professor Madhava Menon, Mr. Parasharan, my academic colleagues, and my dear students. It has been a great pleasure to be with all of you this morning. When I was invited to be here for this function, I said, my response is immediate. I have to be here. Of course, even if I have not been invited, I would have been here even otherwise. Function is to felicitate Professor Menon. More than that, it is organized by our alumni, with whom I had long association over the years. It has always been a great pleasure to meet and interact with the students whom we have taught over a period of time, whom we have known over a period of time. Now, I've been asked to felicitate Professor Menon on the completion of his distinguished career as an academic for over 50 years. Professor Menon is a multifaceted personality. As a teacher, scholar, administrator, and institution builder, he has achieved name and fame over a period of time. I think that in the years to come, he will be best remembered as an institution builder. Obviously, in the National Law School of India, University, Bangalore, will occupy the pride of place among the institutions which he had found and nurtured. As his colleague in National Law School from the day one, and privileged to work with him closely in nurturing of the law school, it is natural that I should speak on the important role he has played in promoting legal education through this National Law School of India University. Philosophers and social scientists have debated endlessly as to whether leaders shape environment or environment shapes the leadership. Indian thinking, as reflected in Mahabharata, is categorical on this point. It says, in fact, Bhishma says in his concluding Upadesham to Yudhishthira, Raja Kalasya Karanam, king is the cause of time and circumstances. That is, the leaders decisively influence time and circumstances in which they live. Mahatma Gandhi made the decisive difference when India was at its lowest ebb in the 20s. Jawaharlal Nehru established a modern nation state in India when foreign observers had written off such a concept. Dr. Varghese Kurian ushered in white revolution, unthinkable at that point of time. Professor Menon redeemed legal education in India and made it respectable when it was generally viewed as the last refuge of students who were failures elsewhere. We people belonging to the middle class are given to complaining. We blame everyone else for everything. But a few people like Menon make the difference. While others compete with each other in blaming the darkness, people like Menon believe in lighting a candle, albeit a small one. They are like small lamps described beautifully by Rabindranath Tagore in one of his poems. He writes, as the sun is settling down and darkness is enveloping the world, sun asks, who will do my job when I am gone? A small earthen lamp comes forward and says, my Lord, I will try. Indians generally, as Neeraj Chaudhary trenchantly put it, for them, thought is substitute for action. There's no dearth for thinking on the reformation of education in general, legal education in particular. There have been volumes prepared by various commissions gathering dust in our libraries, but nothing was actually done in the practice. Professor Menon thought that time is to establish a model legal institution and show to the world what can be done. Well, it is this trait of Professor Menon which has distinguished him as an educationist of repute. I vividly recall the time when we were together setting up the law school, a dilapidated building with a small shed which had to be passed off as a classroom. I mean, that was all we had when the National Law School started. An uneven piece of land and a small amount of money were given to him to develop the permanent campus. Well, even with these minimum facilities, Professor Menon went ahead and recruited 40 students and half a dozen staff members, which included myself. Except enthusiasm of engaging in a new venture, we didn't have anything else at that time. Our library consisted of a few shelves of books, probably donated by some well-wishers. Our first batch of students, quite a few of them I find here among the audience today, have proved to be our source of encouragement. They made their mark by winning the prestigious All India Moot Court competitions and even international moot courts. Within a few years, we moved to the new campus, even as the building work was going on. We were told to conduct classes, even amidst the din and noise of the construction work. When we murmured, Professor Menon put his foot down firmly and told us, never ever think of that you will ever move into a completed and well-furnished building, because in that case, building will never be completed. You know, that was the kind of decisive step he had taken, and he asked us to move into and to conduct the classes. We have a saying, Kriya Siddhi Sattve Bhavatu Mahata Nopakarane. That is, you win success by internal spirit and not through external instrumentalities. This body itself is the greatest instrument for a vibrant soul. This has been demonstrated by our law school time and again. Compared to many of our sister institutions, National Law School Bangalore received very little external assistance. Still it continues to be desired destination for the best and brightest of our students from all over the country. We owe it to the visionary leadership of Professor Menon, provided in the initial stages. What does vision mean? Vision does not mean idle daydream. It means strong desire inspired by a public cause and backed by a viable plan of action and commitment to realize that plan of action. I never saw Professor Menon indulging in idle speculation at any time. Philosophy means to him the plan of action to realize the goal set before him. He always led us by example. He was always punctual and meticulous in whatever he does. We always have been keen he sought to inculcate these values among his colleagues. We have a lot of things around us which can make us cynical. The message of Professor Menon is that of a small earthen lamp portrayed by Rabindranath Tagore. Instead of cursing the darkness, let us be the lamp to shed light to the extent possible. It may work wonders. One lamp can light many other lamps without any way diminishing itself, and a ray of light can pierce the darkness accumulated over centuries. Well, that has been already demonstrated by the National Law School. Bangalore National Law School has been followed by a number of national law schools in different parts of the country, and National Law School concept has ushered in a kind of revolution in legal education. Let me tell you one thing. You see, there was a time when law was a kind of, as I told you, was a kind of last refuge for students who could not find place anywhere else. But today, I find law schools, law students, especially from national law schools, winning Rhodes Scholarship, most coveted academic scholarships. Other day I happened to meet the chairman of the committee to select Rhodes Scholarship. He told me year after year, of course, every year some student from National Law School invariably gets Rhodes Scholarship. He told me scholarships meant for social sciences have been invariably backed by the law schools in the recent times, Before that, it used to be a preserve of St. Stephen's College, probably for the students belonging to other social sciences. Even today, at a time when his contemporaries would have called it off as a day, Professor Menon has been shouldering responsibilities which can put the people of half his age to shame. He cannot help it. As he told us other day, he will keep on working till it is possible for him to do so. Kurvanneha karmani jiji vishama shatam samaha. That is what is our Vedic seers initiated life. Let us live for 100 years, doing the good job, doing the work, good work, continuously and incessantly. On this auspicious occasion, sir, we wish you 100 years of happy, active and fruitful life. And I take this opportunity to thank our Alumni Association for having made it possible to be with you this fine morning.